A number of new bills are now law in Michigan, bills that both Republicans and Democrats say will strengthen the state's school system and help lead to economic recovery.
It's a story we continue to stay on top of. We're going to bring in 24-hour News 8 political reporter Rick Alvin, who was in Lansing, to bring us more on the story.
Yeah, it was the signing today. It's called Race to the Top. It's a federal program that could lead to hundreds of millions of more dollars for schools in Michigan. But it's not just about the money, according to some of those in Lansing taking credit for the new layer of rules for schools. Governor Granholm made it official with her signature, and those involved in the legislation said it was long overdue.
This really is a historic day for the kids and parents in Michigan, especially those kids and parents who've been trapped in failing schools for a long, long time.
Every one of these reforms that are going to be signed today, I believe we should have done a long time ago. And if we don't get any money from the feds, I will stand by these reforms as something that needs to be done and should have been done.
It's one of those two rare situations in Lansing. The governor, along with a Democrat from the House and a Republican from the Senate, all celebrating the passage of significant legislation in a bipartisan fashion. Race to the Top is the Obama administration's plan to make big changes in failing schools. To apply for the cash that could be in excess of $400 million, the state's made a number of changes that would allow it to intervene in the lowest performing schools, permit new charter schools, and link teacher and administrator reviews to student performance, as well as raising the dropout age from 16 to 18. That intervention piece means the state will step in to dozens of schools that have been deemed as underperforming for years. So can Lansing do it better than the locals? Why is an appointed, unelected group of people from Lansing better at running schools than a local elected school board?
Well, I think one of the beauties of this legislation is it brings in a set of fresh eyes that come into a district. It doesn't overthrow the district initially. It works with the people on the ground to help identify what problems are. At the end of the day, we're talking about districts that have been failing for 5 years.
Despite the celebratory atmosphere in Lansing by those that were attending today's signing, this is no guarantee that Michigan will get a piece of the pie that's called Race to the Top. Applications have to be in Washington later this month, with some estimates that only 1 or 2 states will be approved in the initial installment of that program.